I hear... Please.
I'm told that the tunnels are sealed and Jake... Now she's trying to drill her way inside at the base of the deep well.
Can we lure her army into the deep well and drop...
A worthy idea. Unfortunately, we'll run short. But if we made some subtle changes to your... Then we might accomplish the same goal.
We'll need to shut down the stone stream. Allow the combustible vapors to accumulate at the bottom of the well.
So if the vapors collect at the bottom of the deep...
And consume Jane's army and fire. If any... I've taken some of the cannons that you saved from the swamp and set them at the bottom of the well.
What do you think of our plan?
Devonsey is the general, not me. Just tell me how I can help.
Phineas will climb to the top of the well and shut off the stones.
Right. I've got to fetch a few books and scrolls. I'll meet you at the top of the well. Step onto it. There you are. Let's hurry. I should be able to form a path to the center.
The stone stream. To think of the dwarves who built this device, and all that they knew.
There it is. I've never been this close. Sad that we must put it to rest. This will take a few moments, and all of my focus. Sentinels! They won't stop until I haunt the stone stream. Keep them back!
More sentinels, just like the ones that attacked one. Die and be judged!
Trying to hold back a river! I'm trying!
We'd rather lost on the stone stream. All we can do is hold them back.
It's beginning to stop! Just a little while longer.
We must buy Phineas time. Press the attack.
done. I need to rest a while. Go on, quickly. I'll be safe here.
Phineas did it, didn't he? The fans have stopped, which means that the well is going to be a dangerous place very soon. Unfortunately, it won't be soon enough. Jane's army, Lord Devonsey and his soldiers are holding them off. Help them buy us some time to get our explosives ready. Then we'll send those bastards to Azanai.
The Royalists are fighting below. Maybe we...
Fight for Queen Rosalind!
Glad you're safe. Look, down there. We held the high ground, but they're pushing us back. My soldiers need your help. You can take... Thanks to you, we still have our cannons from the swamp. Do whatever you can to delay Jane's army.
My Lady Jane Cassandra calls parley.
Lower your weapons. We've come here to talk. I would know who leads my enemy's army. Tell me, why is your face so familiar? Are you the child of some lord that I've slain?
You, of all people, should recognize the Legion when you meet them.
And the girl? The one who stands with you? Why does an Archon fight against her own kind?
Be silent, traitor. You and your handmaids are no blood of mine.
My lady, I know them. These are the Legionnaires who spared my life in Raven's Rill.
Mercy from the Legion? I find that hard to believe. Unless it was some kind of ploy. Violence has always been the Legion's way. Ever since Hugh Montbaron murdered the old king. Did you plan the same for little Queen Mouse?
The Queen doesn't believe your lies. She trusts the Legion.
Then she's a stupid, sheltered little girl who lays her neck between the jaws of a lion. She doesn't know the Legion as I do. The old king. The man your Legion sought to murder and displace. He was my father.
And your mother? Who was she?
An Archon. One of the last of her kind. Granted shelter and solace by my father, the king.
What if I take you at your word? Can we negotiate a truce?
They need not be killed, my lady. We could offer exile, or...
Not to the Legion. No. I have heard the voices of my mother's lost gods. On this day, they will grant me victory over you and the Pretender Queen. This parley is finished. Remain here, and you will be slain. Try to run, and I will hunt you down. We shall not speak again.
Something is coming. Something very large.
testament to the might of the 10th Legion. But it seemed a Pyrrhic victory as the Azunite army pushed into the deep well. Hundreds of soldiers poured from the tunnels, easily outnumbering the Royalist forces. You and your allies fled before them, but this was not the defeat it might have seemed. Without the stone stream to refresh it, the air in the deep well was a seething cauldron of explosive gas, awaiting the merest spark. That spark the Royalists were all too happy to provide. The explosion collapsed the well, entombing the Azunites beneath the mountain, and shattering Jane Cassinder's hopes of destroying the Queen. Would that Cassinder herself had been buried there, along with her men. But such an end was not her fate.
Jane's army is fleeing down the mountain. The woman lives, but we're safe from her. For now.
The victory is yours. We owe the Legion our lives.
I'm told that Jane spoke to you. She mentioned the old king, no doubt. And the Legion's role in his murder.
I need to know what really happened. All the facts, no matter how shameful.
Jane Cassinda spoke the truth, as far as she understands it. The commanders of the Legion did conspire to unseat the old king. The goal was never to murder the old king, only to replace him with his eldest son. But the king resisted, and the matter went awry.
You must understand. My grandfather was a monster. Even his own children despised him.
You say the king was a monster. What had he done?
I do not pretend to understand the man, but by all accounts, he was prone to paranoia, irrational rages. He grew jealous of the Legion. Before long, he started seizing our chapter houses and estates, threatening to disband the Legion altogether.
We have a friend, an old Legion scout called Odo. Would he have known about the plot?
No. Mont Baron told the rank and file nothing, so that they wouldn't share in his guilt. Little good it did them. They all died, innocent.
If they didn't mean to harm the king, then why was he slain?
I wasn't there when it happened, but I'm told that the king drew a sword. The man wasn't much of a fighter, more a danger to himself than the Legionnaires. Who knows how he ended up with a blade in his gut? All the parties are long dead, and we shall never learn the truth.
Jane told me something else. She said that she was the king's illegitimate daughter.
Ah, the old rumors. I can't say for sure, but I am inclined to believe them.
Jane Cassinda shares my blood? What else have you not told me, Lord Devonsey? The woman lost her father. Her family betrayed her. That doesn't excuse what she's done, but at least now I understand. I would ask one more favor of the Legion. Should you meet her again, will you spare Jane Cassinda's life?
If she's willing to surrender, I'll let Jane live.
Lord Devonsey will surely chastise me for my gentle nature, but I am sure this is the right course. Whatever happens, the Legion has my trust and support.
I shall send riders to all the towns and villages that support the Queen with news of our alliance. You have the word of the Royal Court. All Western Ebb will stand united behind the Legion.
My family should have reconciled. Stay as an...
We've come a long way from that filthy swamp, haven't we? You've given us a victory, escorting you to the cause. Are you ready to go?
Yes, let's...
We've had rumors of another battle. Is it true? Jane Cassinda's army retreating in disarray?
She is beaten. The only misfortune is that Jane herself survived.
And Rosalind, what did you think of her? Worthy to wear the crown or no?
She has a kind and temperate nature, but I saw some iron underneath. I think she'll make a good queen.
Kind and temperate is a far cry from her grandfather. Perhaps this exile... What about our proposal?
Rosalind agreed to an alliance. She and
Well done. But that's not all, is it? The news can't all be good.
Hugh Montbarron tried to overthrow the old king. The murder was an accident, but Devonsey said...
No more. I don't want to hear. You think I hadn't guessed it was something like that? I still called it a lie. We can't tell this story, not ever.
Lord Devonsey knows the truth. We can't control what he chooses to say.
Let Devonsey say what he likes. He's only one man, and one day he'll be gone.
You're wrong, Odo. The story needs to be told.
And what then? The people won't blame Montbarron. They'll paint the whole Legion with the same. We'll be feared. No matter how virtuous we seem, we'll always be a threat.
Better that the people hear the truth from our lips. I won't lie to them.
I was half afraid that Martin might say something like this. But you too?
The Legion will be better for this, not worse. The Crown as well. If we all know the story and remember it, we won't repeat the same mistakes. We've made our choice. Let's speak of something else.
Jane Cassinda is the daughter of the old king. She told me herself. You never knew?
I always thought that was just a rumor. This changes them.
If Jane Cassinda is the old king's daughter, then she has a claim to the throne. Probably thinks it's her right.
Better to strike now while she's off balance. Still reeling from her loss at Glitterdelve.
Jane must have a stronghold, and it's probably well guarded. We need an army of our own.
What forces can we raise quickly enough before Jane has a chance to recover?
We've already sealed an alliance with the Meisters. Perhaps they'll lend us their automaton army.
I'll speak to the council. I think the Meisters will agree.
Hard to predict what the council will do, but you're probably right. We'll wait for your word.
Please comply with all local laws and customs. Please spend your currency at local markets.
Ah, the envoy from the 10th Legion. Always a pleasure to receive our good friend.
We plan to attack Jane Cassinda, but we can't defeat her alone. The Legion needs her automaton army.
And leave our city undefended? That, seems rather rash, does it not?
Irrelevant. We made a contract with the Legion, Meister Grimmelhaus. The Council is not above the law.
I suppose...
Capital! I can have the automatons ready in short order. Shall I make ready to leave? I should warn you,
We may not return to Stonebridge again before this war is over.
I don't see any reason to wait. We'll leave for the Spire as soon as you're able.
The Spire stands atop Mount Jereb. That's weeks' mark. Our automatons will assault the town of Aegis Bay at the foot of the mountain. They'll engage Jane. That will give you a chance to climb the trail. It will be an honor to fight alongside the Legion.
At long last, the tide turned. No longer was the 10th Legion fighting a defensive war. With the automaton army of Stonebridge behind us, we took the battle to our enemy. Under the command of Martin Guiscard and Meister Wolf, our army poured forth from Stonebridge in a flood of iron and flame. The journey was a long one and difficult. Had you marched with soldiers of flesh and blood, I do not doubt that many would have died, but the automatons were tireless. At last you reached your goal, the Spire. Crowning the sacred mountain of Jereb, it was the heart of Jane Cassinder's strength. No army had ever conquered it. Azunite zealots and Stonebridge automatons clashed at the mountain's foot. Blind faith and cold reason struggled for dominance as the ground churned with oil and blood. Above the clamor of the battle, you ascended a forgotten path up the mountain, seeking the Spire itself.